There was a well house on my grandparents' property, about 100 yards from the main house. Small stone building, maybe 8 by 8, with a wooden door and no windows. A rusted padlock on the outside. My grandfather told me the well had gone dry in the 60s and he'd sealed it up because it was a danger to children. He said this in a tone that meant stop asking. I was 12 when my cousin dared me to look through the keyhole. I pressed my eye to it. I couldn't see much. Darkness mostly. The vague shape of the stone walls inside, and in the centre, the well opening. A black circle in the floor with a low stone rim. Something was sitting on the rim. I couldn't make it out clearly. A shape. Pale. Roughly the size of a person, but not sitting the way a person sits. Too compact. Folded in on itself, something that had learned to make itself small. I jerked back from the keyhole and ran. That night at dinner I told my grandfather what I'd seen. The table went quiet. My grandmother put her fork down and left the room. My grandfather looked at me for a long time, then he said, "That well didn't go dry." I said, "What do you mean?" He said something came up out of it. He said they found it in 1963, sitting on the rim, exactly where I'd seen it. They couldn't get it to leave. They tried everything. It wouldn't move. It just sat on the edge of that well and it watched them, and it didn't speak and it didn't eat and it didn't blink. So they locked the door. That was their solution. Lock the door. Put a padlock on it and never open it again. 60 years. I said, "What is it?" He said, "I don't know, but it was small when we found it." I said, "What do you mean small?" He looked at me the way you look at someone when you're about to say something you have never said out loud before. He said in 1963 it was the size of a dog. When your father was a boy, he looked through the keyhole and he said it was the size of a child. You just told me it was the size of a person. He said the well house is 8 feet by 8 feet. He didn't say anything else. He didn't have to. It is still growing and the building is not getting any bigger.